Hello, 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 everybody, and welcome back to a beautiful Monday. Gorgeous Monday. I don't know where you are in the world, but here in Southern California, it's about, I think it's in the 80s, like maybe 87, 88, something like that. I haven't been outside. It may be warmer than that, but it's still a beautiful day. And if you are in the area, this hurricane and all that, I do wish you the best, and please be safe in those areas. This is what I've learned. Every place on earth has its own issue. California, we have the fires, we have the earthquakes here, but other places you have the tornadoes, and you have hurricanes, and you have the flooding. And you have this just like, but I don't think there's any place on the planet that doesn't have something that it deals with. So, but be safe. All of you out there, be safe. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Mary D. Welch, and welcome to the Mary D. Talk Show. We are here every Monday from 1 to 2, every single Monday. And it's either a guest on the show or I talk about a special topic that is usually near and dear to my heart. But today we have a special guest. And before I introduce him to you, I would like to first thank you, live viewers. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for being here on the show. And I'd like to thank the replay viewers. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please go to YouTube and hit the button where you always get notified. You hit the like, and then every time we're on live, you get notified. And that way, it's a nice reminder to come onto the show. Now, I want to go over with you just a quick. I only need like a minute or so of your time, and I say this because many people are not aware. Some of you may not be aware. Tonight, there's a free webinar, totally free. The webinar is an anthology project. It's called Transformations. You go to firstbookacademy.com, firstbookacademy.com. You go there and you click the events tab. And when you click the events tab, you'll see tonight the webinar starts at 6 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time, or PST. If you're in Midwest, it'd be 8 o'clock. And if you're on the East Coast, it's 9 o'clock. And you can come into the free webinar. I'm going to talk about how you can have your project be included in an anthology. Now, why is that important? An anthology is this accumulation of works from other authors. So it's not that you be in the book alone. You be there with other authors. And if you have a short story, if you have poetry, if you have anything that you like to write and enter into the book, come into that webinar tonight and we can talk about it. Because the deadline is October 1st, and that's Saturday. That means you have to have that project in by October 1st. And you can do it. Those of you that are really interested in being a published author and you have a project, you could do it. Now, I'd like to introduce to you also, these are projects that were published from my husband and I got a publishing company, the Front Page Publishing. And this is just to give you an idea of some of the authors. This author, which I'm really, really proud of, and it's Dr. Henry. And this is her book. And this was from our publishing company, From the Ashes I Rise. You can get this on Amazon. In fact, every book that I hold up is available on Amazon. But she is our oldest author and wisest author, and I'm so proud of her. And her book is From the Ashes I Rise. Dr. Henry. You can get this right there on Amazon. You can actually get her book in paperback and hardback. That's how popular her book is. And it's doing really well. So take the time, ladies and gentlemen. I've read this a couple of times and so impressed with Dr. Henry's book. So this was one. Another book on Amazon. I'll do the adult ones. This is for adults. Well, it can be adults, it can be teenagers, but this book right here. There we go. And it is Say No Nicely. Say No Nicely. Now, this book, why this book is important? This is actually a book that I wrote. I'm the author of this book. It's important because many times we don't know how to say no. And especially women, I think. Men, I don't know if you guys struggle with that as much as women do. But I know women struggle with it because we want to be liked. And we don't want to be called the B word. So we say yes when a lot of times we should be saying no. That's unfortunately, that's a fact. Okay? So I want to make sure you get a chance if you're interested in this right there on Amazon. I think the last time I looked at 18 5 stars. So people like this book. I tell you, easy read, less than 50 pages, but very powerful on how you can say no nicely. Next, in the well, I'll stick with the adults right now. Then I'll go to children's. Okay, here's a book that I came out with. I think about a year ago, and that is Save Your Home from Probate. If you own a home and you don't, even if you have a will, let me say this because people don't always know this. Even if you have a will, the home goes to probate unless you have it in a trust. That's about it. Or you put someone's name on the title, which you don't really want to do that because you're liable for their uh, debts. And let me say this, I always have to add this just so you know, I am not a lawyer. I always have to say that. I did take some law classes, and our professor said, anytime you're talking about legal anything, always preface it with, I'm not a lawyer. Because that means you're not a lawyer. You're not giving them any legal advice, and I'm not. So I want to just let you know that. Here's the newest book. Well, I'll tell you, no, I don't want to do this. Let me get it. The children's books first. This is, have you seen a red elephant? This is for ages 2, I say 2 to 3. And this tells you, will let you see what it looks like. This is what the printing looks like. So just so you can see that. Is that the one? It was here. Yeah, you can kind of get an idea. That's one. Here's the one from another author. That one was from me. Red Elephant is from me. This is from Fayette Foster. This is her book. Why is Little Face So Happy? Remember, go to Amazon. Support the authors, ladies and gentlemen. This is from our son Justin. My cat is a spy. Ta-da! I can show these two. And here's another one. This is mine. Stuck in the elevator. True story. Based on a true story. My husband and I was stuck in the elevator. That's what this one is. Stuck in the elevator. There's a rocket in my pocket. Ta-da! Ta-da! This one is going to be turned into paperback. This is only electronic right now. And the newest one, which is right behind me, but you can see it. This is Peyton the Pink Whale with the Yellow Tail. Ta-da! Now, so all the books. That's like, I don't think, November 1. That's not that far off, believe it or not. New book coming out called that I've written, and it is called Justin Lost a Tooth. Justin Lost a Tooth. That is the newest book coming out November the 1st. So right now, you want to go in and grab any of these. If you have nieces, nephews, anyone in your family, the little kids, they love them. They love them. So we're going to go to comments, and then I'm going to introduce you. I'll bring in our special guest for today. Jerry says, Jerry, since you're saying hi, Mary and Richard, I'll bring Richard in, and then we'll say hi, Mary and Richard. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going to read you a little bit of his bio. This is our special guest today is Richard Darrell Nichols. Richard was born in Gary, Indiana, to Joseph and Zenola Nichols. He is the 8th child of 12 children. He graduated from Roosevelt High School. He received his bachelor's and master's degree from Ball University. I'm sorry, that's it, right? Yeah, Ball State University in Muncie. I probably said that wrong. You can correct me, Richard. Indiana. He majored in journalism and secondary education. He taught school in Gary before moving to Los Angeles in 1981. He taught in Los Angeles Unified School District for 5 years. After getting his specialist credential in severely handicapped from California State University, Dominguez Hills, he became a special education teacher for 32 years. He retired from LA County Office of Ed on June 29th of 2018 with 40 years as an educator. Wow. Richard was initiated into the Mega Sci-Fi fraternity on February 22nd of 1975. He received his 45-year pin on July of 2020. He was an international photographer for his fraternity. He is an active member of Phi Rho chapter in San Bernardino, and he is a chairperson for the voter registration drive and co-chairperson for the blood drive. He is also a celebrity photographer. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce to you not only a guest on the show, but also my friend, Richard Darrell Nichols. Hi, Richard.
Hey, Mary, it's good to be here. Thank you for this opportunity. And I have to thank the Lord Jesus Christ for giving me this opportunity to be here with my friend Mary
Oh,
D. Welch, and I really do appreciate that. Thank you again.
you're welcome, Richard. You know you are. Um, for those of you, Richard and I are also, we both play Bid Whist. We're in a Bid Whist club.
Right.
There we play, and I tell you, Richard sits down to the table, and I get nervous.
I
So,
don't get. I only beat you about 5 times that night. No, no. You came in. I remember the first time you came in and played, and you ran a Boston on me. I said, "Why is this lady doing this to me in my own house?"
I don't even remember. I tell you, I learned how to play at 8. I've been playing ever since.
Yes,
So that's
yes.
one of those games. Unfortunately, that game is being lost to the generations behind us. They don't play.
Right,
They
right.
play spades. They don't play whist. So I don't know how to change that, but I hate losing that. We have
Teach the children.
I know Jerry Cummings has a comment. Jerry says, "Hi, Mary and Richard. Most of my contacts will be looking in. I hope I made contacts. I made contacts. Jerry Cummings, the classic Blue Note. Okay, thank you, Jerry. Hi,
Ex-
Jerry. I haven't seen Jerry. Jerry was on the show. Was that this? That was earlier this year, wasn't it? Or I was in
it
Georgia.
was. It was this year.
It was this year. So welcome back, Jerry.
He's with Hal Melvin in the Blue Notes. He has a new book out. I think you promoted his book,
Yep,
um,
I did.
from gold to glory.
Right, boy. Welcome back. And then here's Gwen. Oh, hi, Gwen.
Hi,
How
Miss
are
Gwen.
you?
I think Gwen is from Detroit, if
Uh,
I'm not mistaken.
I don't know. I don't know if Gwen's from. I don't know.
Well,
Yep.
anyway, I'm gonna give her a birthplace. No,
I don't think you're gonna be able to do that. And then let's see. It said hello. Well, you already said hello. And then there's Elaine.
Miss
Elaine said,
Elaine. Now,
"Hi,
Sigma
Elaine."
Gamma Rho
I
Sorority
know.
Incorporated.
She said, "Hi there, Mary and Richard. Great to get to hear my friend Richard Nichols share nuggets of his life experiences. Isn't that the truth? Richard, I tell you, Richard, you talking about someone who's amongst the stars. Let's see. Hello. Oh, you're right, Richard. And this Richard says, hello, Mary. I can tell you. Oh, this Diane. Hi, Diane. Richard is my homeboy in seventh grade classmate, Diane.
Seventh grade. Yes. And Mary, she has a new book out, and it's called Raising Daddy. It's about her father and his experience, how she had to take care of him. You need to have Diane on your show. We will get her here.
Okay.
Diane Harvey. We call her Sister Jenkins.
Now, if she's in Indiana, or
No,
she's
she lives in Atlanta right now. Actually,
okay,
she lives outside of Atlanta. It'll come to me, but we'll just say she's in Atlanta.
okay. Oh well, Diane, since you know Richard, contact me and we can get you on the show. We sure can. Well, I can tell you, Richard. I know now. See, I know some of your history, but most of our audience probably doesn't. Now, I know you're born in Gary, Indiana.
The best city in the country.
Well, that's debatable, but
We're not here
but
to
it's,
debate.
but I can tell you, the city is, as you know, well known for the music that has come out
Yes,
of it. I mean, just world renowned. Why
exactly.
don't you give us an idea of what it? Were you raised during that era of Motown and all that going on? And
Of course. And we have one of the most famous family in music from Gary, Indiana, and that is the Jackson family.
yes,
And I did grow up with the Jacksons. I lived down the street from the Jacksons, and I played with them. I was in Latoya's kindergarten class, so that's how far we go
um,
back. I played Little
wow,
League with Michael and Marlon. We were in the minor leagues. Jackie and Tito and Jermaine were in the major leagues. That means they.
wow. Now, when you were playing, they were recording then, or they weren't
Oh
recording?
no, they were not recording but they were singing, but they hadn't started recording music. They would go from different. schools and be on different talent shows. And they would always win first place in the talent show. Another person that was on the talent show with them was uh, Denise Williams. She's also from Gary. And we have Kelly Patterson. Her name was Pat Patterson, which she was the first Black Miss Indiana, not Black Indiana, but Miss Indiana.
Wow.
1969, I believe.
Wasn't she a singer also?
She wrote the song, "If It Don't Fit, Don't Force It. Just relax and let it go. Don't force it."
I love it. And you know the songs, everything. Well, I tell you, because I'm just like, they weren't, because they're not the only ones that came from.
We have William Marshall, who played Blackula. His mother lived on 23rd and Jefferson, which is right the next street over from me. And she was the owner of what we call Thelma Marshall Children's Home. And so William Marshall would come home. He would bring he had a big St. Bernard dog. We thought it was a horse, but he would let us play with the dog and walk the dog.
Really?
And yes, and I got a chance to meet William Marshall. Well, when I was a kid. Then he came back to our homecoming game in 1974, and he was the guest of honor there. And then when I came to Los Angeles, I saw William Marshall, and he really became my friend. He invited me to his house. I presented him at Dominguez Hills, Cal State Dominguez Hills, for Black History. He did a one-man show of Frederick Douglass. And we had a Gary night at that performance. So a lot of people from Gary was there.
Wow. I know when I went to the Motown Museum.
Yes.
It was on a day that there was, I think it was a Sunday because it was closed. A Sunday or Monday, I can't remember which one. But just to be there, and even though I'm just on the grounds, I'm not even in the museum. And
right.
You feel so proud.
You do.
All the music that came from, it's just, I couldn't even explain. I remember I took all kinds of pictures, everything. Here's the outside, not even in the inside.
Right.
You still feel that sense of pride coming from just being there. That kind of
yes.
Mm-hmm.
Let me mention my friend Ernest Thomas, also Raj from What's Happening Now. What's Happening Now. He's also from Gary. I
did not know he was from Gary. I met him at your house.
And you had him on your show.
I did have him on the show. I sure did. But I met him there, and he had his books. I think doesn't he have 2 books?
He has 2 books. Yes.
That's right. I remember. I do remember. I don't remember everything, but I remember. But I do remember that. Well, now I know. Well, tell me, are you musically inclined too?
Please don't embarrass me. No. I can sing in the choir. I can hold a note, sing background.
Oh, what do you think? All of these, phenomenal songwriters, singers, musicians that came out of that one area.
Right. But you know something? I was listening to Smokey Robinson's interview yesterday. And in the interview, he was saying, you can go anywhere in the world and you can find a section wherever you are where there is a lot of talent. Now, he was referring this to like the Temptations, Aretha Franklin, Diana Ross, all of them grew up together, Smokey Robinson. They all lived in the same neighborhood. And he said the only difference that they had a Berry Gordy that was able to bring all that together. The other people didn't have a Berry Gordy. He said you can go anywhere and find someone who can out-sing him any day. But they didn't have Berry Gordy.
So that's the magic was Berry Gordy.
Right. That was the magic.
I know. Last night I had opportunity that was the first time I ever seen Berry Gordy in person, was last night at the Heroes and Legends.
Yes.
Had never been there before, and Stevie Wonder was there. I was sitting there, I was in, as they say, hog heaven. With
you were hobnobbing with the stars, Mary.
You
got on stage. I couldn't believe you got on stage with them. And that stage is really just for the alumni of Motown, and you were upstage on stage in front of everyone.
And Richard, what you say? You said, how did you get up there?
I know, but I know you were in your moment, so you didn't.
Oh.
But they say you didn't know any better, and no one told you not to get off that stage.
They didn't. Nobody did. That's when I took the picture with Dougie Fresh. I took a picture with Stevie Wonder. I wanted to get a picture with Berry Gordy, but there was so much security surrounding him. I knew I probably couldn't get that picture, and I understood that. So,
Right.
but just being in the room with so many celebrities was just like, wow. You're just looking from side to side, you know.
Yes. So were you starstruck, Mary?
I was definitely starstruck, Richard.
Okay.
I was starstruck. I try not to act like it, but sometimes you get. I remember this was a few years ago. We were at the premiere of Empire, and
Yes.
I'm walking down the hallway, and I turn to my right, and there's John Singleton walking right next to me, and I said, I screamed his name.
Okay.
And when I said it and he starts laughing, and I thought, now this is definitely a starstruck moment.
Right.
You acted just, I mean, but he was very kind. This is what I can tell. Some are kind. Some
Yes.
very kind. And he said, "That's my name." And I said, "Mr. Singleton, I really like your work. I really am so glad I got a chance to say these things to him, because many times you don't." I met Ava DuVernay at the NAACP Awards. Walked right up to her and talked to her. She was very kind also. And I just said the same thing. I love your work. Because I don't know if they hear that. I don't think they hear it enough, for sure. I don't think so, because every time I've said it, everyone has always been gracious and humble. And without a doubt, they say, "Thank you for telling us this." Because I'm thinking they hear it all the time, you know.
Yes.
But maybe they don't. I don't know. But it was still, I'm so glad I get the chance to say that to some and express how much we appreciate what they're doing. So,
yes.
And this we have, Gwen says, "I'm in my car with a horrible connection today. Richard, I'm from San Francisco, not Detroit."
I'm sorry. I know some stringers in there, and she comes on the Sandy Rose show and other shows on the WBTC radio.
Mm-hmm.
And I just assume. See what happens when you assume?
I know. When you said that, I said, I don't know that. No, I knew that they have a connection in Texas. They do have a connection, I think, through Texas, but that's all I knew about.
Right.
But I didn't know that. Okay. And we have Ethel. Ethel says, "Hi, Ethel. How are you?
Hey,
we are
Ethel.
having our first annual Black History event in the city of Montclair. Woo, would love to have it covered in the paper. Who can I reach on how to honor our unsung heroes? February 11th of 2023. Do you want to give them your number, Richard? Because I don't know.
She can reach out. She can reach out to me, and my number is.
Okay. You want to put it? Can you put it in, or I put it in?
Have her. I'm gonna give you my email address.
Or yours, or I give her my office number.
Okay. No, give her my email. Bowling High.
Okay.
BOWLINGHI. Bowling High at AOL.com.
HI at AOL.com.
And I take pictures for the Inland Valley News, which is in Upland, which is next door to Montclair.
Is that right, Richard?
Bowling High, yes. And then she could also reach me. You know, I'm on Instagram, Richard Darrell Nichols. That's DARR. And Nichols is NICHOLS. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. So you can get all of those. And I'll be happy to help you reach. And I love covering Black History events. And we have lots of Black History programs throughout this area, this regional. And that's why I'm glad you are on the 11th, although there are other cities, but like the city of Orange, they have their Black History the first weekend in February. So that's good. You won't conflict with that.
Uh-huh.
I know Fontana has their Black History parade and festival the fourth weekend in February.
Uh-huh. And
Then, then you have San Bernardino. You have Marina Valley, Riverside.
yeah,
And I think they're all in different weeks, on different weeks of the month of February, which is great. So there's no conflict, but you always have conflict with different events that's going on. But we will be happy to help Miss Ethel Rucker. I live in
yeah,
Chino, so I'm right down the street from you. I'll be glad to be there, and I'm sure
yeah,
it's going to be a great event since
yeah.
it's your first time, and she's talking about it now.
Yes, you're right, because the earlier you start, to me, the more successful that event will be. And
Exactly.
especially, she has a date already too, and people
Yes.
can get on the calendar. Because I think I'm hesitant to announce Riverside's Black History Parade because I don't know if it's the first Saturday or the second Saturday. I
It's
don't.
not the first Saturday because, like I said, I go to the one in Orange County the first weekend.
Okay, so it must be the second Saturday,
The
but they have
second or the
really
third.
worked it out because I
Yes.
think San Bernardino's the third Saturday.
Okay.
And if I'm no, I hate to,
Fontana's the fourth
okay,
Saturday.
I think they worked it out so that Riverside and the cities would not collide with their having.
Right. Exactly.
So, but that's still, I mean, something to, you know, work toward as far as
Yes.
together.
Mhm.
So, but nice to see you, Ethel. Glad you made it to the show today. I can tell you for sure. Well, tell me, Richard, can you give us an idea of who you've taken pictures with or taken pictures of?
Okay. Let me start with Mary Wilson. Let's play tribute to Mary Wilson.
Okay.
And I took a picture with Mary. I've taken several pictures with Mary Wilson. And let me say that I am I'm not a groupie. I am a professional groupie.
Mhm.
Last night,
Richard.
when, when
Okay.
you saw Mr. Singleton, you screamed his name out, right?
Yes.
That was not being a professional groupie. You should have waited until you were in his presence and said, Mr. Singleton, not yell his name way down the street. But no, just
No, no,
giving.
no. But you know what it was? I know because when I turned and saw him, it literally caught me by surprise. I was so shocked that he was right
Right,
next to me, but I don't. But then I didn't scream at Ava DuVernay when I went. I went up to her and talked to her as if I had known her forever.
right. But what I was going to say, remember why I'm paying tribute to Mary Wilson, because um, I am a professional groupie, so I hang out with a lot of celebrities. And I just didn't start doing that, but I would hang out with a lot of Motown people because I would go to the Hell Awards. I think I started going to the Hell Awards in 2011. And
Okay.
then by going to the Hell Awards, I met Berry Gordy's niece, Iris Gordy, and she has a bowling tournament. As you can tell, I love to bowl. I like to bowl high games, and she has a bowling tournament in November in honor of her father, who was a professional bowler. It's called Friends of Fuller Gordy, and so when I took her picture, well, actually, I took her picture at a different event,
Mhm.
and her daughter and her Carla Gordy were late. I shouldn't say they were late. They were late. They were not on time. I'm sorry, Iris, but they were not on time. And this is the way God works in my life, where I don't ask for anything. He just presents me there. And so um, we went to a not a pre-Grammy, but a Oscar preview where it was at a mansion in Beverly Hills. And they had set up a tent. They made a ballroom in the backyard of this mansion. And then outside of the tent was the restroom. And I had to use the restroom. And so I went outside. And as I was walking out, I ran into uh, Iris and Carla. And so I said, "You're late here and you missed the red carpet, but I'll take your picture." And so I did take their pictures and
Uh-huh.
everything. And I said, "What is your name?" And she said, "I'm Iris Gordy, and this is my daughter, Carla." And I was trying to be facetious. I say, "Are you related to Barry Gordy?" Gordy. He said, "Yes, that's my uncle." I said, "Get out of here!" And so it was. And so I took their pictures, and Mary Wilson was there, along with. Now, see, I'm getting old. I cannot call people's name, but it was Mary Wilson, Beverly Todd. It was a lot, and they were all at the table together. So I asked to take their pictures, and they let me take their pictures. From that event, Iris invited me to the Friends of Fuller Gordy, the bowling tournament, and just everybody. Motown, when you're around Motown people, it's like you're part of the family. It's a big
Right.
family reunion, and everyone is having fun. It's no, I'm this
Wow.
or that. They come in their blue jeans and just
Right.
very casual. And so from that, I've met a lot of people from Motown. So I started calling myself the Motown specialist. I really didn't call myself that. My friend, I can't call names. What
Okay.
is her name? But it'll come to me tomorrow, and I'll tell you. But um, she said, "You are the Motown specialist," and
Hmm.
I said, "I didn't know that." I said, "Does Barry Gordy knows that I'm the Motown specialist? Is there a pay rate with this position?" So after that, I just start. Lena Cole is her name. Lena Cole. And
Okay.
she would call me the Motown specialist. So I said, let me run with that. And I said, I'm the Motown specialist. And our friend James uh,
Hmm.
Lear, he's actually the real Motown specialist because he can tell you the history from day one of Motown. I
Oh
can
my goodness.
go on what James say, and I'll read about it. But from that event, Mary Wilson was there, and I would take her picture. Mary was not rude, but she was not. And it wasn't that she was not friendly. She just seemed like she wasn't wanting to be bothered that time. But she would let me take the picture anyway. And a lot of the events I would go to, she would be there. And she finally got used to me. And when she saw
Uh-huh.
that I was coming to her, she's, "Come on, let's get this picture." So
Well,
I
you became a regular, so
yes,
yeah.
I
Mhm.
have a real picture of her hugging me. We were taking a selfie,
Oh,
and that's my tribute to Mary Wilson. And I just said Iris Gordy. Iris Gordy and Carla are one of the most down to earth people that you would want to know.
wow,
They love and treat everyone the same. With
wow.
And Iris said she told me her family was brought up that way. Barry Gordy Sr. and his wife taught the family to love and appreciate everyone. And they exhibits that every time. I saw Iris last night. She said, "Richard."
I know even when we were, because I've already uploaded the video I made of Barry Gordy. I uploaded on TikTok earlier, and I said because I've never seen him in person, and
Right.
I said, and he is a living legend. And I think you told me he's 90. You would
He,
never guess it.
he was
92.
92. 92. He's 92 years old. And he gets around like a 70-year-old
He
person.
does.
I
He,
was expecting him to slow down because I haven't seen him like in 3 years maybe. So I don't know if you noticed, but they didn't let him sit in the audience. They had him in the balcony by himself, and I think that was for the protection from COVID, with
well,
his age. And
yeah.
while we're talking about Barry Gordy, I have a lot of pictures of Barry Gordy. But one
Okay.
of my favorite pictures is when I went to the Fuller Gordy bowling tournament,
Uh huh.
and I won everything. I was the top bowler, and
What?
I won at the top bowler on my lane. And before the tournament started, I talked to Barry Gordy. I said, "I'm gonna beat you, Barry, today." And so he said, "Oh, you are, huh?" And, and so I won. And when we were on stage, I was standing right next to Barry, and someone got a picture of me standing next to Barry, and he's looking at me real strange. And so I say in that picture, Barry cannot believe I scored higher than him.
Wow. Wow. Well,
And so
here's
I
this is from Jerry. Jerry says,
Terry Commons,
Jerry
Hello,
Cummings,
Jerry.
first book signing in Detroit, November 19th.
All right.
Wow. Yay. All right. It says for this best-selling book, From Gold to Glory, and his recording artist John Tatum will release the new CD produced by Jerry called Coming Home. All
Coming.
right.
All right, Jerry.
Good for
Jerry.
you. Good
Now
for
I
you.
met Jerry on, believe it or not, on Facebook, and when I was
Wow.
doing the tribute to Sam Cooke 2011, I had a web. I still have a website. I kept my website up. You can go to Sam Cooke 2011 Los Angeles,
Okay.
California, and you can
Wow.
join me there. But anyway, Jerry, we have never met in person, but we have talked on the phone. We talked at least 2 or 3 times a week. And I know Jerry Cummings, but I've
Uh-huh.
never met him. But
Me
one day
either.
we are going to get together.
Oh my goodness. Well, I can tell Ethel says, well, congratulations to you. And I think she said Ethel's talking to Jerry. Congratulations to you. And
Yes.
I was giving you a hand. I don't know if you saw it, Jerry. I was giving you a hand. I was doing like this. Congratulations. I know how exciting that is. I'm actually going to be doing a virtual book signing where you'll be able to pick the book, one of the books that you see me hold up, and they'll be autographed. That's coming.
Yes.
But that's to come. Richard, I'm just always fascinated. It's funny. You were a professional groupie. I'm still at the level. I'm the groupie.
Okay. And I'm a groupie too, silently. And let my wife tell me I'm still just a groupie, but I'm not a groupie. I'm a professional groupie.
I like that. I think I'm still a groupie. I just feel like because I'm too new. Oliver said, "What did Oliver?" Oliver said,
Hey, Oliver.
"Welcome to the show," and he said, "Thanks." Oliver was there last night too.
I was gonna say, did you enjoy yourself, Oliver? You let Mary do her thing. Did you see Claudette Robertson?
I did not. I saw her on stage, but I didn't get a chance to meet her though.
Yeah. Now I can say Claudette is my friend. I can call Claudette.
Wow.
She is another down-to-earth person, and I think I'm not bragging. I'm just testifying right now. I think she fell in love with me because I went to the Hell Awards one year and I took her picture. She was in a red dress, looking beautiful as usual. Mm-hmm. And the next year, I gave her the picture, and she was shocked. She said, "No one has ever taken my picture and given it to me." Wow. Thank you. And so she has a book also that I've gone to a book signing and her book launch, and it's a children's book about Motown. And
really?
She'll call me and say, "I'm going here or there. You want to come?" And so I have lots of pictures of her that I enjoy.
Oh, but I'm going to have to get, I don't know what it's going to take to get her on the show, but I'm definitely have to get her.
Okay.
I don't know but we have to go on it. And one of these days, she's going to come.
Yes.
Sometime, that's for sure. But you were telling us about different people that you have photographed and how were there people that didn't want their photograph taken?
Now, I have a story I will not mention this person's name. I was at the NAACP Image Awards, and I had taken pictures of this person on the red carpet. And then I went to, this is something else you have to learn not to be a groupie. They want their space. And we went to the after party, and this lady probably had too much to put in her system. And I said, "Can I take your picture?" And she said, "Haven't you taken my picture enough?" Yes. And I said, no, I didn't. I didn't take her picture that day. And the very next day was Gospel Goes to Hollywood. It was an award show in Hollywood right before the Oscars award. And it was given by Miss Holyfield. I can't think of her first name. But anyway, the same person was there. And she was on the red carpet, and I took her picture. And she turned around. "Do you have enough picture of me yet?" And so.
Oh, my goodness. Don't tell me you're friends with her today now.
Well, no, we're not. We're not what we call friends, but she's everywhere, and so I see her all the time. Some days she's sometimey. Some days she'll come to me and say, "Oh," next time she'll see me, and she act like she doesn't see me.
Wow.
So you
And,
have to, treat them with a long spoon.
well, too, it's like, well, yeah, she may one day, like you said, she may be okay, and the other day, I think this is what I often think. If you're out in the public, then you must be okay with it. That's
Right.
just how, maybe I'm wrong for thinking like that, but if you didn't want it, wouldn't you kind of stay home
Well, a
somewhere?
lot of people don't think like that, Mary. So no, you
Oh,
can't say that. You
like
can't.
like I said, I think like that.
Okay. Now another person was Marla Gibbs. Love me some Marla Gibbs.
Oh.
And Marla Gibbs want you to take her picture. Come on, honey. Come on, baby. And you say, "It's good to see you, Marla Gibbs." And she'll say, "It's good to be seen at this late date."
I
and,
tell you.
and I can tell you, Yvette, I had some friends come visit me from Gary, and we went to the old townhouse in Los Angeles. And I think, oh, what's the lady's name from? I hate this. I'm gonna have to go see a doctor. I can't call her name. I could see her face. But anyways, they had a birthday party there, and she was
Mhm.
in the front, and they had like a green room in the back. And Marla Gibbs was back there with her daughter. So I took my friends back to the green room, and I said, "Marla, these are my friends from Gary. Can they take pictures with you?" So she let each one of them take a picture, and we were videotaping, and she was talking to the videotape. She said, "Child, it's so good to see you here. You enjoying yourself?"
Oh,
And I think
oh.
I had about 8 friends with me, and she took the time to take a picture with each one of them individually.
To me, that's someone who has not forgotten where they've come from.
Yes,
They,
yes,
she has not, and
yes,
she's so. When people are admiring her, that's her way of thanking them for that.
exactly.
Because what other way can you thank someone?
Right, right.
That's really kind of. I don't think if I'm not. I don't think I've seen Marlon Gibbs. I can recall.
Oh, now see, I'm blessed. I've seen Marla Gibbs so many times, and the last time I saw Marla Gibbs was at a tribute to Mary Wilson at the Grammy Museum. And I do a show. Let me give it my advertisement. I'm a co-host on the Sandy Rose Show.
Right,
Right after this show comes on, you can go to YouTube or Facebook Live and
right.
go to WVTC, Winning Victory Through Christ. Um, you can go there and see me there. And well, after that night, the next day was going to be Sandy Rose's birthday. So I asked Marla Gibbs, would she come on and say happy birthday to Sandy? And do you know she agreed to do that? And she called in, and you tell
Excuse me.
Sandy I was doing this.
I got
And
choked.
she called in and wished Sandy a happy birthday. Sandy could not speak for about 2 minutes. She was shocked that Marla Gibb had called in.
I was at the show. She was like, "Is this for real?" I said,
I know. Now, my favorite singer on earth is Gladys Knight. And I do have a
"Wow."
story about Gladys Knight. I took her picture in 1980 when she came to Gary. She would come to Gary every New Year's Eve and perform at the Holiday Star Theater. And she would stay a week. And I knew this, so I would go to the hotel. I had taken her picture one year, and the next year I had blown it up 11 by 14.
Uh-huh.
And I went to the hotel. All the Pips and their kids were in the lobby. They had a pool table in the lobby, and they were playing pool. And I saw Gladys Knight's daughter. And I said, Kenya, where is your mother? And she said, she's up in the room. I said, would you take this picture up and have her autograph this for me? So she took the picture up and came back, autographed it. And I tried to give her some money for doing it. She said, oh, no, she's just my mom. And so fast forward, we went to the American Music Awards in 1984. And Gladys Knight and the Pips all were walking on the red carpet. And I went over to Gladys and I grabbed her arms, right?
Mm-hmm.
her arm. And we were talking, and I told Gladys about the story, and I told her what Kenya said. And she said, "Oh, that's just the way Kenya is." And so we were walking, and we walked in the door, and I said, "Gladys, you enjoyed the show." And that's how I got in the American Music Awards on Gladys' arms. So some of all the people, I have not taken a picture with Gladys Knight, but I do have a picture. I have pictures of Gladys Knight,
Right.
and she was on the red carpet for Good Deeds. And I said, "Gladys, you're my favorite singer in this world." And so I said, "Throw me a kiss." And she spread I got those that picture with her arms spread out, throwing me.
Oh,
And
oh my
her
goodness.
husband was standing right next to her, and he just started laughing.
But this is from oh, that's what we should say. Well, congratulations from and I'm going to do a roll call for all of our comments that you've been so nice to leave on Facebook and YouTube. It says Barry hates to lose Richard. I love both of you. Listen at him. Well, I think that's like most of us do, but I know what you mean. He does.
Yeah.
So he's looking at you, but you're like, maybe some people were losing them so that Barry will win.
Right.
Ah.
Because Barry is a good bowler.
Is he?
He is.
Okay.
He had a bowling alley in his house in Detroit.
What? I never knew that.
Yes.
And Oliver says, "Hi, Richard. Welcome to the show, and thanks."
Hey, Oliver. Good seeing you last night.
Richard, I did enjoy myself last night. Thank you for keeping us informed on all of these. I think he meant events.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And Fayette. Hi, Fayette. Hello.
Hey, Miss Fayette.
I'm going to go back and read the names, and we have with the show today Jerry Cummings, and we have Gwendolyn Stringer, Richard Nichols, Elaine Wilson, Diane Henry,
Harvey.
I'm sorry, Harvey?
Yeah, that's
Harvey.
Harvey.
Oh, Harvey. You're right, Harvey. Thank you, Thank you for correcting. Diane Harvey, Ethel Rucker, and going down, Jerry, Oliver, and Fayette.
Right.
Nice of all of you. Any comments? If you leave your name, we're going to call your name out in the show because we're so excited to have you here. And then Fayette, she is the author. She put it up just so you guys can. I'll put it up again. Why? And she's writing her second book. This is her first. Why is Little Faye So Happy?
All right.
She's writing her second book, and it's I forgot the title. You can put the title in if you want to, Fayette. I know it's about Little Faye and Christmas, but I couldn't remember the exact title. Well, let me ask you this, Richard. Of all the people you met, I guess I could say who's your favorite. Is that a good thing to say?
I really can't say who's my favorite. Like I said, Gladys Knight is my favorite singer. But my favorite picture that I have, and that's hard to say too, but I've been with, like I said, a lot of people. Debbie Allen is great. One of the greatest pictures I have, well, not greatest, but a historical, was when Dennis Edwards and Otis Williams came to the Hell Awards. And Dennis told Otis Williams that his mother told him before he passed, he should apologize to Otis Williams. And he wanted to apologize to Otis. He said, "Otis, it wasn't your fault. It was all my fault. And I want to say I'm sorry." And I got a picture of them hugging. And that is,
wow, that's big.
It's huge. It is.
Oh my goodness.
And they were very nice, as you know, allowed me to take their pictures. They were just talking and having fun and including me in their conversation. So that was great.
Oh, that's wonderful. There's only one Temptation? I don't know how many originals are
He's the only one left. Otis Williams.
Because they have the show, I think a Broadway show.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ain't Too Proud to Beg. And it's coming to the Armisen's Theater December 13th through January the 1st. And I am a group leader, so I will be selling tickets. They haven't gone on sale yet. So if you want tickets, I haven't selected the date because they haven't.
We want to.
Yeah. Oh, of course.
You know how we are.
if you're not on the boat.
Oh, I'm listening to this. No, we're not going on a ship. Yeah, not this year.
Okay.
It'll be next year before we take another cruise. Yeah, but no, we all. You know how I am about plays, live performances. I love it. I love.
Me too. That's me.
That's just a love. So you already know. But I didn't. I know. That's which, and then Tina Turner's another one coming out. I think I heard it's going to San Diego.
I think Tina Turner's coming.
It's not
out.
coming to the LA area.
I don't know. I haven't seen anything about that.
Okay, I heard it's going to be in San Diego in either January or February.
Okay.
So those of you that, not that I'm advertising it because I don't really know. I just heard that.
Right.
Ethel, how do you get started in photography? Good question.
Hi, Ethel. I'm claiming Ethel. I just want to say this is how God works in my life. We just met. We haven't even met, but Ethel, we're going to meet. I'm sure of that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm claiming Ethel. But Ethel, I got started. Let me say this. When the first picture I saw of myself was my kindergarten picture. I never seen a picture of me being a baby or anything like that. And so I started taking pictures I took pictures at my brother's funeral. He was killed in Vietnam in 1967.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw when I got the pictures back how I was, happy for the pictures, to see the people in the pictures, some of my family and the people that came around and showed us love during that time. And so I started taking pictures there. Then I would take pictures of my family and they would say, "Get out of my face. We don't want our picture taken." And so later, when we are adults, I bring all my pictures to the family reunion and I post them on butcher paper. And everybody wants to take their picture off the butcher. I say, no, those are my pictures that you did not want me to take. So do not take any.
That is too funny.
Yes, actually, I like history and I like recording history. And so just one way I do it is by taking pictures. I have a stack of pictures on my desk right now. Oh, I just found my 10-year class reunion and I was on a call. We had not a call, but a Zoom meet and greet to start planning for our 50th reunion, which would be 2024. And so I just so happened I found some pictures from my 10-year class reunion.
Wow.
I'm going to post those and let people see those. But actually, I just love taking pictures, and I didn't really get serious about it until, when I say serious, to really start calling myself a photographer, I would say about 10, 15 years ago, about maybe 20. And I was at a party and this lady said, they was taking a group picture. And this lady said, "Let the photographer take the picture." And me? That's when I started calling myself a photographer. I said, I guess I'm a photographer. And I am a professional photographer if you pay me.
And I am here to say he is an excellent photographer.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, you really are. As I mentioned to you, I see you taking some pictures for National Concert for Women. Beautiful pictures. Your lighting was just beautiful. Everything. So just know, anytime we do a gathering, I know what you mean. Though we're gonna have to put you in the budget.
Exactly. And that's another thing. I usually wouldn't charge. I wouldn't charge people to take their pictures. But not for weddings. I hate doing weddings. Don't ask me to do a wedding, because if I mess your picture up, I know you would want to shoot me or kill me even. So don't ask me to do your wedding. But I do events all the time. And I would usually do a wedding if it's a friend. Only time I would do a wedding is if it's a real close friend and the budget is low.
Right.
So I would help out with there. But other than that, I love taking pictures. But now that I'm retired, call me and ask me to take your picture and I'll give you a fee.
Yes. Well, let me say this. First, we have another comment from Ethel. No, first Elaine. Let me go back. First Ethel, she says, yes, would love to purchase tickets for that event. That's her birthday. It's her birthday month and a great way to celebrate. So you have this
Okay, Miss
written
Elsa, I
down.
told you we're gonna be friends.
I know. I'm telling you. Ethel,
And
and then Elaine says, Marlon Gibbs is such a down to earth person. Met her and she was easy to talk with, talk to and with, just like she was an old friend. Richard, you have done so much. God has and is still blessing you.
he is. Thank you, Elaine.
I
And
tell
Elaine is one of those people just came into my life who God knew I needed her because I called her for advice, and she's the scholarship person. I say,
you, she is.
if you want to get scholarship, talk to Elaine, and she has helped me out. You know, that's what I want to give out scholarship to people. That we do that through the fraternity. We do it through the Bid Whist Club. And I was going to tell. So I really would be your friend if you know how to play bid whist and you come play bid whist with us.
Oh,
I
I
would be
tell
your friend anyway, Elsa, but I'm really would be your friend if you play bid
it's
whist.
like, yeah, and then we have Ethel said, thank you so much for sharing your story. And then we have David. Let me say this. Hi, David. Hi,
Hey,
Mary and
David.
Richard. David was in Canada, but I think he's back now, but he was in Canada. Richard, we are down to the last few minutes of the show. Did you have any final words for our audience?
My final word is always keep God in your life because He will show up and He will put people in your life that who will be um, helpful to you. Just like with you, Mary, Jelani Bakari, my frat brother,
Yeah,
introduced us. And the
yeah,
first time I met you, Mary, it's like we had known each other all our lives.
that's right.
So that's my final word is always keep God in your life. If you travel with God, He will travel with you and bring good things to you. And like I said, I'm claiming Ethel Rucker today as my new friend.
I
I see
know.
my childhood friend there, Cheryl Jefferson Lear. She lived right next door to me, so I knew her when she was a baby. No,
Wow. It says, yes, he
she's
will.
my buddy. Yes.
Hi, Cheryl.
Hey,
Nice to
Charlene, we
meet
love you, Charlene.
you. We
Cheryl,
do.
her name is Cheryl, but we say Charlene.
Well, I can tell you, Richard, you have, I mean, just knowing that as I've been, and I haven't been around you, what, about 5 years now? About 4 or 5 years?
Maybe 5 years, yes.
And at the same time, I mean, and not only you share, you're willing to share information, and if you anytime you've sent anyone to the show, I've been just happy to put them on the show. So thank you for your contribution to the Mary D Talk Show because it's definitely appreciated.
Well, thank you, Mary, for being my friend, and thank you for even wanting to hear what I have to say. And what did I say when I talk to you? Call you. You call me.
Oh my goodness! If it gets any better, I just couldn't take it or
Take it.
stand.
There you go. If that's the way God has worked in my life. If it got any better, I could not take it.
And when you don't say that, I go, Richard, where's this? Because I'm always wait. I call expecting to hear that. And we have Diane Harvey says, enjoyed the show, Mary Rich. Oh, thank you, Diane.
Thank you,
Tell
Diane.
your friends we'll be back here next Monday.
Yes,
And
yes.
then we also have a comment from Ethel. She said, I received it. Thank you, Richard. She received your friendship.
Yes.
Thank you, Richard. And Jerry says, great show, Mary and Richard. Looking to bring a great artist to you soon. Okay. Anytime. You know the number, Jerry. We're
Yes.
right here. And those now at this, I'm saying this at 2:00. Richard is you can if you go to Facebook and type in the Sandy Rose Show, it should pop up. Is that correct, or is it just?
That's correct. The Sandy Rose Show, and Sandy spells her name Sande.
Yes.
The Sandy Rose Show.
Oh, thank you, Gwen. Gwen says great show. Thank you, Gwen. We try to bring you the best.
Yes,
the
yes,
best
yes.
yes. So, Richard, I'd like to thank you for being our special guest today. I can't tell you, not only do we appreciate you, we love you, and you have to come back because you barely touched on the people.
I know, Mary. We'll come back. And thank you. And I love you and Oliver. You're a great couple. Oliver knows how to treat Mary Welch.
Thank Thank you. And Wilma knows, after 36 years, I think Wilma knows all about Richard Daryl Nichols.
She's still learning.
Okay. Well, thank you for being on the show today, Richard. Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
All right. Night, night.
Good night. Ladies and gentlemen, that is our show for today. I'd like to thank you for being here today. Richard came and spent some time with us. Now he's on his way to this other show. And I can tell you right now, we will be back next Monday. You have Richard's information. I didn't put mine up. I'm going to do it really quickly. And I'll tell you why I'm putting it up. You can reach me at this number, area code 619-669-8603. Area code 619-669-8603. God bless each and every one of you. Don't forget the anthology tonight. Oh, right at 2 o'clock. Tonight, go to firstbookacademy.com. It's free. It's a webinar, and find out about publishing. That's tonight. Love you all. Talk to what? Can I get another message in real quick? I see it right now. Oh, it cut off. It ended. Wow. See? Couldn't do it. Okay.